How Amaka learned to save money on a tight budget, and changed her life. Have you ever stared at your bank app and laughed? Not because you were happy, but because you couldn't cry. That was Amaka. She was 27, working 2 jobs in Lagos. One at a front desk in a small company, the other selling wigs on Instagram. On paper, it looked like she was doing okay. But the reality, a different story. Every month ended the same way: empty wallet, empty account, full stress. Amaka used to ask herself, why is money so allergic to me? She wasn't lazy. She wasn't reckless. She just felt stuck. Like she was on a treadmill, running fast but going nowhere. One Saturday morning changed everything. She had just come back from the market, angry that tomatoes were now twice the price. She dropped her nylon bags, sat down, and checked her bank balance. $2,367. And then, as if on cue, her landlord called. Rent was due in 5 days. Amaka stared at her phone and whispered, God, is this how my story will end? But instead of crying, she got up, went to her small table, pulled out an old notebook and started writing. She wrote 3 words at the top of the page. Where is my money? Then she listed every single thing she had spent money on in the past month. $4,000 on shawarma and zobo. $6,000 on short Bolt rides. $2,500 on airtime and data that disappeared. $3,000 on a new pair of slippers she didn't need. Altogether, she saw over $20,000 gone, on things that didn't even last. That moment, something clicked in her brain. She said, if I can waste $20K, I can save $5K. That day, she started her money detox. Step 1. No more impulse buying. If it's not food, bills, or a real need, it waits. Step 2. Set a savings target, $500 per week. It sounded small, but it was something. Step 3. Keep a spending journal. Every Naira must be accounted for. The first few weeks were tough. Real tough. There were days Amaka walked instead of taking a bike, just to save $100. She cooked more at home, even if it meant eating the same beans for 2 days straight. She said no to hangouts, shopping temptations, and soft life dreams, for now. Her friends laughed. Amaka, is it that serious? Yes, she'd say. It's my future. A month passed. She had saved $2,000. Not much, but it was the first time in years she had saved anything without touching it. And that gave her confidence. So she leveled up. She created what she called her 3-pot system. 1. Spend pot, for rent, food, transport. 2. Save pot, no touch zone. 3. Hustle pot, small money for side gigs or business. And then came her breakthrough. She discovered a platform where she could teach basic Excel online for a small fee. She created a 1-week crash course and promoted it on WhatsApp and Instagram. 5 people signed up. She made $15,000 in 1 week. Guess what she did? She put $10,000 straight into her save pot. Month by month, things started to shift. Amaka wasn't earning millions, but her money had direction. She no longer felt like a victim. She had a plan, a system, and more importantly, peace of mind. 6 months in, her savings hit $100,000. 8 months in, she had over $200,000. For someone who once thought saving $1,000 was impossible, this was victory. With that money, she paid part of her rent in advance, took an online course in digital marketing, helped her younger brother with school fees, upgraded her side hustle with better packaging. She even started setting goals for the next year. Bigger goals. And here's what she realized. It wasn't about having more money. It was about respecting the money she had. Amaka used to think her problem was small income. But really, her problem was unplanned income. Now she lives by one simple rule. Every Naira must report to duty. No more money moving around without purpose. No more emotional spending. No more panic at the end of the month. She's not rich yet, but she's free. And that freedom started with one notebook, a decision, and the courage to say, I will do better with what I have. So if you're listening and wondering if you can really save on a tight budget, if you feel stuck, frustrated, or like your money just evaporates every month, let Amaka's story be your inspiration. You don't need a raise to begin saving. You need a reason. You need a plan. You need consistency. Start with N500. Start with N100. Start where you are. Because one day, like Amaka, you'll look back and say, that small start became my big win.